Okay.
But we'll be live now.
Okay.
Yeah, now live.
Okay, got it. We'll see. The meeting's being live streamed. Got it. I got it, bud.
Okay. So you guys want to do the Leibowitz Fleischer here, and then I'll keep the other match up on another screen. And
Yep, sounds good. Welcome as people roll in. We are here at the USBC semifinals taking place in Schaumburg. Segment 5 out of 8. We're going to start watching the Leibowitz Fleischer match. On commentary, you've got the great Ron Smith and Adam Kaplan, and then I'm hosting. My name's Christian Jolly. So welcome everyone. Should be interesting, very close matches on for both right now. So
nice. So we get the table with Zia and Zach at the same time. So that's always fun.
Right. We're gonna have some action now. Probably 1-0, all pass every hand. See, Brad is playing with Joe Grew. Well, that's the only other player that would be more action they add to the list if I move Joe Grew over to play with Zach.
yeah, I will say getting Zach and Z at the same table should make for a bit of an interesting table.
Yes, that seems like fun.
They should rotate the arrow. Like Zia should sit behind Zach half the match, half the round.
Sure, they're not in the same room. I guess.
Right, they're not in the same room, but he is behind him. See if gets before he does.
Right. Yeah.
Did you see the first hand from the 7th segment or from the 3rd segment last night?
No, I didn't see.
So
the 7 club hand?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I saw that. I did see that. That's the only hand I saw.
That was a crazy first hand.
7 clubs was a push in one match, and 6 or something was a push in the other match, right?
Yeah.
6 clubs.
Yeah. So
well, the guy opened 2 spades, 6-5. The guy opened both tables opened 2 spades, so they queen 6 and 5 diamonds to the queen.
Yes. Yes. So it looks like 6 diamonds on guessing diamonds here. And we get a.
So they're non-vulnerable, and I guess Joe Grew had to open the strong club.
Yes.
Rosenberg, a natural diamond.
Reno
They're missing 2 cards.
Reno is not a good spot. So.
Right.
I mean, I get it from that. Like, you're 2 spades on your right. You're certainly not thinking about slam, and you're not too worried that you're going to get something that isn't a spade lead necessarily. But it's not like you have any better ideas of what to do anyway. And then it's just a question of Michael will. Where previously he was thinking maybe his king and a spade isn't so great. Now over 3-0, it actually starts looking pretty good. And in fact, given the preempt, they're probably quite likely to get diamonds right even if they were to find themselves in slam. So.
Meanwhile, Brad has put himself in an interesting position. It looks like he was ready to sit out 2 spades ripped. His partner obviously not having a bouncing double without hearts, bid 3 diamonds, and he might even play. He has an interesting decision here about what he's supposed to do over 3 diamonds, I think.
Yeah, I mean, 3 spades feels like it's, hey, I had the trap pass, and you're not necessarily in a rush to bid 3 now yourself because you're not really positional here. And as long as partner knows that you have the trap pass, but that's not, I guess, entirely clear. You could have some hand with some decent pass, I suppose.
Yeah, I imagine this can also include some of the good hands with diamond support that passed.
Right. So it's a little tricky because you need to sort of make up for lost ground now. like, hey, actually, I really do have a good hand.
Oh, Michael Rosenberg going all in. Doesn't know where to go, but let's go somewhere.
Yeah, makes sense. Honestly, Zach will probably pick clubs. Like having his partner show both minors, he has a much better hand for clubs than he does for diamonds.
And they-
I mean, both slams today, both slams are basically on the same gas, which is, whereas the queen diamond.
And seems like both aces tipped their hand. They have to still.
Yeah, a little bit here.
Zach is in on 6 clubs. Well,
Rosenberg's 5 now asked him to pick a slam, and he picked the one that he had a fit in. Really. And funnily enough, we're getting a 5-no pick a slam from the other side. And Brad and Joe are going to be in 6 diamonds instead of 6 clubs. And it's the same guess, same problem either way. Where there's a whole lot of hearts out there that haven't been bid. And I guess Joe might actually be in a slightly tougher spot because he knows that East could have probably shown majors over his strong club.
right.
Yeah, so he knows that probably East isn't 6-5, which actually sort of balances. Now he knows West probably has at least 6 hearts, maybe 7. Kind of balances out the info that you got from a 2-spade there. Interesting.
Yeah, it could possibly lead him to going astray here, depending on how much he do it.
Yeah, well, because I mean, where are the hearts, right? Especially if you've opened a strong club, and they did 2 spades rather than showing majors. Right? They probably don't have 11 cards in the majors.
No, but you can safely put them on what, 9 at least.
Well, you can put them on 6 spades and some unknown number of hearts less than 5, right? Which means that West has 6 hearts or more.
Right,
Which
but
completely negates the empty spaces argument of East having 6 spades. Kind of.
well, but there's certainly some number of hearts that West could have that they would have bid them with.
And that number is probably either 7 or 8.
Right.
If you assume it's 7, then you can feel a lot more confident. Especially if you're playing in clubs, because you can find out East has 2 clubs also.
Right.
But here it seems like Joe not even giving it too much thought here, confidently hooking. I'm sure Michael will reach the same conclusion. And
This is going to take longer. He's a very deliberate player, but he did win the last par contest. I think a double dummy contest with Bart Bramley coming second. When was that? That was so long ago. I was so upset.
That's got to be a while back. Yeah.
I have the book, and I was so upset they wouldn't allow me in the contest. But when it was over and I saw the hands, I'm glad they didn't let me embarrass myself.
We're being told 1998.
It was 1998.
Okay.
Sounds like we were in Lille, France. Yes, I remember. We were in Lille, France, and that was one of the. There were no board requirements, and I was playing with George Jacobs. So the first 2 weeks, we never played a hand. That was like amazing.
Oh, there's worse places to be.
That's true.
So Michael should get this right, I think. Probably come to similar conclusions that we did talking through it, but East is probably 6-4. He's already seen 2 clubs from him.
Everybody did it. Routine push.
Yes.
Any idea what they did in the other match?
Let me go have a look. They are bidding it still. Chris and Elda, they're in 6 clubs. And Jeff and Eric are currently having an auction.
is amazing. Yeah,
We got
we're-
a three spades, mixed raise from Joe, which feels right about on target. And, I'll get them to
looks like it's no shot,
reasonable four spades.
but there's no club guess, and he's just down.
Right. It's reasonable until you just have four limits. But if you're able, if one of the club honors was onside, then you might be on the gas. You can shed a heart on the ace of diamonds and drop a couple clubs in the dummy. So yeah, I mean it's certainly a game you'd want to be in. Read it is. And today it's trivial to go down and trivial to whatever. But Michael also making a mixed raise, slightly different bid there.
Adam's taking a strict.
Yes. He sees four, he's taking his four.
God, I have more than one computer.
Yeah, I have two screens. It's always fun watching the self alert on some of these. In the other room, there's one of Eric Greco bid RKC, I hope, and then Defenson answered, I guess two without a question. So they're very much on the same page that there is no same.
There's doubt.
Right, no, there's doubt, exactly. So, but it seems like they'll be finding themselves in plans.
This is not a bad four hearts. On
Yeah, it's a pretty good fitting. Yeah. Today it should. I guess you're on a
you
spade.
start with two losers, and so now you got to get the spade right and have the heart on side. That man, maybe it's not as good as I think it is. It looks good because you can make it.
Well, I mean, you actually don't even need to get the spade right because you can pitch a spade from the dummy.
Right. You
And
don't lose
so,
all the
as long as you can take a heart finesse and win that.
right. Win the heart finesse, you're in.
Brad bidding four hearts. I guess two hearts is constructive here.
Must
So.
be. It must be O style. Stone constructed. 10 to
Yeah.
12.
Well, I mean, the partner could have the wrong hand, right? You move.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's
You,
all
you switch partners, diamonds, and clubs, and all of a sudden it doesn't look so. But
and also he's got four trumps. I mean, sometimes you don't have that.
yeah. I mean, I would say, feel like four hearts is maybe a little optimistic, but it's not. I mean, especially if you have a way to, make a game dry and show a short clubs or something, then you can actually sort of get there when it's right and avoid just a silly contract when it's.
Heart lead should make it a little bit easier as well.
Yeah, that'll probably reduce the stress a bit, especially when they come into the 2-2. Which spade from the dummy, try to get spades for 4 or 5. Be done with it.
So it's like board one was a push in the other match.
Yes.
Yes, I think everyone did the slam on board one.
And then everybody gets the diamond.
Yes.
That's where Purcell used to say, since they guessed it on the road so much, always have queen one trump. And when you make the preempt.
And it looks like Zach is also just elected to bid four hearts.
Yeah. Although to be fair, hearing a 2 spade bid, his spades look so much better.
Especially when the
Hearing
lead starts.
no bid at all.
Starts ace and a spade. That's actually a little scary.
Yeah, he may elect to just play ace and a trump at that point.
Right.
not really clear because,
It's not clear at all what to do.
Yeah.
The drop and have him lead club over and get a rough.
Well, I mean, ace and a heart is really bad if he started with king third of hearts.
well, no, if he started with king third of hearts.
Or sorry, if
If West started with king and one heart, then ace and heart saves you.
right,
And if West started with king third of hearts,
it doesn't matter.
then nothing saves you. You
Right.
know, you're doomed either way, right? So feels like, and really the only time when ace and heart is, I guess, wrong is when.
This can't be wrong.
No, I mean it's just it's right. Assuming that Jeff plays another spade, it's just right to play ace and heart.
Right.
Right. You pretty much guarantee your contract whenever you can make it. But seems like they're shifted to a club, so it isn't even going to be an issue necessarily.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna. He would have sweated if he played another spade. Probably just would have had to take, but not so much when West followed.
I think he's gonna play his heart anyway, because
Yeah, I mean he should play it. He should.
Yeah,
Play it.
He's got no reason not to.
right. Well, he should, because he didn't
Right.
over the ace takes finesse, the guy gives him a diamond rub. That would be nice.
Right, exactly. Like there's
When you know
there's
you
a lot of reasons not to take a heart finesse there.
I think he is going. Yeah, he's going to lose an imp though for the effort.
Yes.
the right play costs you an imp.
Well, Adam led a trump in the other, so kind of took the mystery out of it a bit.
Well, he let a club on the opening. He led from the king. And
No, he let a heart at the other table.
oh, he let a heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He picked up the heart suit and shoot one.
Oh, very nice. That's usually a typical lead I do. I don't lead from like the European players that got us all not leading from our stuff anymore. Passive leads.
Seems reasonable a lot of the time, but on that one, I'm actually surprised that I didn't buy it. So let's see what's going on here.
East has a
I
pretty
guess an interesting question whether to overcall a no trump or a double over a spade and all that stuff.
I like
Two diamonds
doubling.
is out.
I like doubling.
Yeah, I mean, I think two diamonds is out of the question. I personally, I think I'm a one no better.
I like one no
If I had
better.
ace, if I had ace and a spade, I would double, but king and a spade just feels like it's one no.
Show your points and your shape all in one bid.
Looks like both Wests are making penalty oriented.
With not that much hand. And they're past hand also.
Well, it's probably why they feel comfortable doing it with not that much hand.
Right. Oh, looks like it's gonna get pulled. Are these people gonna?
Question is, does Zach pull it to one no or two diamonds? Yeah, two diamonds.
Well, I think the East might. What are the East doing? The East, both the East pass. Well, one East pass. Zia passed.
Well, he passed over a redouble, not
Oh,
over.
Rita. Okay. Oh, because the guy said he wants out of this.
Right. I mean, honestly, I would pass even over one no double because in partner heard me open in third seat. They're going to give me a little bit of leeway. They're not.
I mean, you've got an
saying, I have an opening bid. I have 6 spades and an opening bid. What do you want from me? Like, if you want more than that, maybe don't double.
It is very cold though.
Yes.
It's very, very cold.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An overtrick is cold.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about whether we liked double or one no better. It seems to be a split decision.
I'm a one no better. I think.
I do. I always been
And,
one.
you know, Michael sort of reading into Zach's two diamond bid, but he must have 5 diamonds to be doing this. So, you know, when the two spades came back to him, felt okay with pumping the 3 diamonds.
Chris Lincoln overcalled a no trump in the other table.
Mhm.
In the Rosenthal nickel match.
Yes.
Chris Mullin can overcall 2 no trump.
That is true, because
Oh,
it
2 no.
was 2,
Yeah,
yeah, it
we
was 2 spades, 2 no.
Oh, Bobby 11 of them 2 spades. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. But Larry is choosing not to sit for 1 no double, which I don't agree with, but I guess might actually work out well for him today, seeing as he chose to bid his 3-card suit and hit his partner with 5. He's the charmed life, I suppose.
Indeed.
This got to submit 2 diamonds best fast.
Not sure how 3 clubs does here.
So,
3, 4, 5, 6.
looks like 4 losers, but certainly a lot of work to do.
Yes, a lot of work to do.
And in the other room, Zach now has a roughing finesse against the Jack of Spades, and the hearts are blocked. So they actually can't they don't have the communication to cash their 5th correct. So now Zia's going to have to lead something. Zach will get on lead, draw the last trump, and take a roughing spade finesse to get rid of his last heart. So he'll also be making 9 checks.
So what's the best defense Brad can offer here after diamond lead, heart to the king and the ace? Is it just ace king and a club?
Yeah, I mean, ace king and a club beats it, doesn't it?
It's probably the best he can do, right?
Because I mean, Declare no longer has heart to the king is maybe the wrong play for this exact reason, right? Because he no longer has any the transportation to his hand. Pretty much, he's just gonna he's probably gonna have to fall back on a heart hook. And today he might have been able to rough out the king of spades. That's pretty tough, especially when they overcall the no trump rather than double. But yeah, I mean, I think Brad can work out here a little bit of what's going on. He probably needs to play. He probably needs to play a scan of club. The thing is, Brad probably thinks that Larry has 4 clubs.
Yeah, he's probably yeah.
And if that's the case, then it's almost a sort of he probably can come to the conclusion that his best chance is to hope that Declare goes wrong, and
He did
tries
play
to hook the heart, but
oh my God, he played the diamond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can certainly forgive him for it, considering that he can't imagine that he's done this with
2 clubs,
right?
With 3 clubs and 6 spades.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Now, I mean, even if Declare has 4 clubs, he probably still should play ace king in a club. Maybe just worried about maybe partner has stiff queen.
So the problem is if Declare has 4 clubs. Right, like it doesn't.
Well, if Declare has 4 clubs, then they have to guess whether to take a heart hook or not, right? If Brad were to have Jack 4 of the hearts, if they played a heart to the queen and a heart roughing in hand with their last trump, they would still have a heart loser.
Sure.
So
Jack 4 seems like a
well, no, the point is you want to defend as like a person who has Jack 4 of the hearts, right? Or,
yeah, I wonder if they can.
Who started with ace Jack.
He's got to guess his 9 of clubs here. He's
At this point, yeah.
I guess I don't know. I guess he has to play the Jack.
Well, you can. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he has to go all out. He has to play the Jack. He could be losing the rest of the tricks when he does it. Oh no! What is this going to do here? This is not going to help him at all.
Well,
He runs another, so he can't cash the heart.
Right, he cannot cash the heart. He has to play the jack of clubs now.
right now. Mhm.
In the other room, Michael Rosenberg choosing not to open this hand with a no trump with 6 diamonds and 15 points. Understandable, I suppose, but personally, I would probably open a no trump. But and Zach would have probably passed a no trump anyway, but because they opened 2 diamonds and stuff.
It's interesting because there is certainly a world where the problem is if a small club is right, you also need South to have started with 4 spades, right? Because you need to not be able to get any sort of promotion.
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. Like you need South to have started with 1 fewer club and 1 fewer diamond.
Right,
Otherwise, they can lead a 5th diamond and promote the 9 anyway.
right.
So, it does feel like the declarer should go right. Also, but
That being said, the one overall overcall is probably more likely to be made on 4 spades than 2.
yeah, but like that also, I don't know. It's pretty marginal, I think.
It is.
And considering the fact that some of the time when you're right, when you lead a low club, you're still wrong. Absent anything else, it feels like you lead the jack, and look around and hope for the best. Michael and 2 diamonds in the other room doesn't look like he's going to have too much trouble making 2. Just a question of how many overdrafts are going to be involved. The 9 hearts, the king ducked around, looks a little ominous, maybe that he's worried about them getting a heart ruff. But today he could actually play.
Right, today you actually get to take
pitching a spade, and just only lose a heart and a diamond now and make 4. But it'd be pretty understandable if he just bangs ace and a diamond, and then they get a spade in a lot. All right, so Larry has gone right. Well done. He'll get that and be
Yep.
up that low, and then
Oh, you played low.
the 8 of clubs and have a heart winner and the ace of spades. Well done.
If you're going to end up in these sorts of contracts, you have to play them well.
It's true. If you're going to bid 2 clubs with that hand, you have to guess them. You have to guess them.
It's a pretty sizable decision because getting it wrong probably would have led to losing. You would have had to imagine what led to more than down 1. Maybe not.
I don't think so. But
No, it probably doesn't. Does it?
but so here, assuming that Joe opens this a no trump, Brad probably will be letting it go in 1 go anyway. It's a great 8 count, right? Like if you had to pick 8 counts. Right, like you play. I mean, you play fan 10 from the 8 or from the 9 with the fan. Like,
It's a great 8 count, but presumably 1 no here is 14 to 16, so it's. I think
no, I think there's 1 no is stronger actually, but
okay. If this is I was gonna say if it's a 15 to 17 no trump, I think I would bid with the South hand.
Well,
and
is that public statement?
I imagine.
2 no, 2 no is puppet.
But they're on the way to 3 now then.
They will be. So let's see, how do they do in 3? Well, assuming at some point that they get spades going, whether it's either on opening lead or while in the king of diamonds, they have 3 spade losers, the ace of hearts and the king of diamonds. So it's a bit unlucky not to be making 3 now, honestly.
Yeah, it takes well.
I mean, I think it probably let's see, 5, 6, 7. I don't know about unlucky. There's a lot of finesses. Some of them works, and well, one of them works.
Right, but the ones that we need to work don't.
They don't work.
Right.
So you need one of the other 2.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've certainly been in many worse 3 no's. When I see the dummy, I'm not that depressed about it.
No, you probably need 2 3 finesses, right?
Jesus.
A little bit
Yeah.
better.
A little.
And Joe just texted me.
Michael in the other room looks like he'll have, I guess,
9 jerks.
yeah, 9. It looks like 9 tricks.
Yeah.
There are some. He'll have 9 tricks without even needing to take the club finesse. In fact, because West has to play back at spade. The 10 will show up. Maybe
Yeah.
the 8 high. So
It's actually would have been just a show up squeeze anyway if he was in his hand.
it's true.
Well, let's see. We need a defensive error, somebody just to doze off in order to make 3 now.
So it is a 15 to 17 3-0. I
Oh, 13 to 17.
15 17 15.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I know he does it with 13, but I know he advertises it now.
No, I mean this is a very legitimate one.
Oh yeah. And he's very likely
So
to
what
get
do you? I mean, what do you lead on this auction as? From Larry's.
I'd probably
Your
I would-
opponents have said that they have 4 spades, and they said they have no, no 5-card major, but nothing else important. Yeah, you probably lead a heart.
I probably would have. I probably would have let a spade, to be completely honest.
Yeah, what are you leading a spade about? Dummy has 4 spades.
Yeah, but like I just don't underlead ace fourth.
I
Into
don't need ace fourth. I don't know what you're
Into
supposed to
the-
lead. They're all bad. I guess ace fourth would fall into the category because when you have nothing else to lead, you have to lead it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have 4 hearts, maybe they don't, as declarer, but I don't really have any better idea.
Right. That's might be the time that
I mean, a
you
spade
do.
lead could easily be right.
You have so many.
Larry will have to work out to shift to a spade next time he's in, or he'll be.
he does only get the 1 shot.
Yeah.
Love to the 10. Sneaky bastard.
Well, that's
Yeah.
actually
Well, he wants as many dummy entries as possible here.
right, but now he actually
Now
Larry has to work out what's going on. Right? I mean, he can afford to maybe duck this one, but
well, I mean he actually has 2 shots now because of the queen, because he led a low club to the jack.
not necessarily because yeah.
well, you let another low heart. It's over.
Well, now he doesn't. Now he doesn't.
Right. Now it's up.
He needed to not set up another trick for declare.
Yeah.
That's 9, right? 3 5
That's
6.
fine.
Yeah, it's 9 tricks.
Should be 9, and then it's just a question of whether maybe there's 10 somewhere. But in the other room, Michael and actually just got the pretty normal 3-0 that just has 6 losers off the top.
Well, they did well because it got there. You think Zia wouldn't set it? The great-
Well, I mean, it's a standard 1-no Stamen no 3-0, but today they just have nothing in diamonds, and so it's 6 losers.
It looks like Chris and Eldad did miss that 4 hearts on board 3.
Mhm.
6 imps to the nickel team.
Understandable.
They're not that aggressive. They're not that aggressive. 1, 2, 4 at both tables here. 1, 2, and then get to it. So, what do you think of this love bridge?
So
love it.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I actually haven't played that
But
much,
it has-
but
It keeps a record of everything. You can
right,
go back
it
and
did.
check.
Yeah,
think
that
that
seems like a pretty
doesn't have a-
good.
We don't have the hand records from the 90 spin go, let alone the 1950.
Yeah, I mean, as far as bridge software goes, I think it's a pretty good one. I mean, we can debate about whether we think that bridge should be played on tablets or not, but this probably isn't the right place for that. But as far as that goes, I think that Love Bridge works quite well for its intended purpose. And he is going to make an overtrick here. He's going to make two overtricks.
Whoops, here comes the spade. Now here comes the club into the.
So I think those extra overtricks were actually for show. today. Um,
Ooh,
it's the same
No, but-
score either way.
It counts for your declare stats. And that's what everyone's worried about.
Declare stats?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing Love Bridge does.
Declare
is come up with
stats
all your-
And I guess you might get a little fraction of an imp in the cross up. Really.
Right, I can go check my
Threading the
stats. I
needle,
have my password.
Looks like they maybe Al's telling me that they maybe misfilled out their convention card, Joe and Brad, that their convention card maybe still says 3 clubs puppet.
That's possible.
Not that it really matters that much.
No, it's a pretty small thing. Interesting. The choosing 4 spades over a club.
Yeah, his partner's a pass hand.
Yeah, right. I mean, partner is a past hand. It's a question of whether you.
I was gonna say, I bet
you
Zach
indi-
bids over this.
right, yeah, like whether you induce them to bid where maybe you don't want them to. But here, I mean, this is going to be. Yeah, of course, Jeff is doubling, and now it's just a question of where they land. I mean, I guess Michael will probably bid 5 hearts. But
Well, what do you think? You don't think 4-0 can be the minors here?
right, I mean, that's the thing, is like whether it's minors or whether it's like pre-suited takeout. I assume, knowing Michael, they him and Zach clearly have an agreement about what. And,
Right.
What that agreement is, I'm not certain, but when it goes 4-0 double, Michael may just choose to pass. But
Oh, he tried 5 diamonds. So they must not have anything on this.
well, no, I mean 5 diamonds makes sense because if partner has to have 2 places to play, certainly you don't
Right.
want to play in clubs. So it seems like they'll probably set it out in 5 diamonds. That's probably their best spot to play, actually. That's not saying much. It's still not going to be all that pretty, I don't think. But yeah.
So what's the best defense here against 5 diamonds doubled? Just start tapping.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see anything else. You get hardly would certainly
right. You just have to kind of not give anything up.
right.
At some point, you'll get a heart, a club, and 2 diamonds at least. Maybe one more. Let's go with that.
You might get more than that.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if he had led the 10 of diamonds. This really can't do much. I guess he'd have to play the queen to keep him from.
Yeah, I mean, I it's hard to really.
Yeah,
imagine
10 diamonds
making a
doubled.
trump here. Like,
They are also in 3-0 on 6 in the closed room, which will
yeah,
also
I mean,
take
it's
off
the
too.
world's most normal right now. So it looks like, I mean,
So what's your
make it
plan
4
here?
spades.
What's your plan here is declare on
5 diamonds.
when 5 diamonds doubled? Like what's going through your mind here when you're in this stupid contract?
You're going.
So I mean, I'm not actually all that depressed about being here, right? Because it looks like they're making 4 spades.
But you don't want to go for 1100 here.
That,
The diamonds
that
are
too. That too.
very easily go for 1100. Or even with the diamonds 3-2, you misguess a few things, it could be really bad.
Yeah.
Or mistime something.
I might be tempted to rough and play a club to my queen that trick too. Like,
Yeah,
thinking,
rough it.
okay, because what I really want to do is I really want to lead a diamond towards
Towards the
I'm
dummy.
thinking that, trumps are probably 4-1, or if they are, then I'd like to be able to lead a diamond towards the queen. And I don't really want to commit so early as to what's going on in the heart suit. So I might just lead a club to the queen, and that won't end very well for me.
Well, if he roughs and leads the club to the queen, the guy is sort of almost end play. You'd have to rough it and then lead a trump, I guess.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah, I'll probably work out to rough it and lead the trump. All right. So in the other room, Joe chose to open a heart in the third seat, and so now Brad got to make a limit raise in hearts
On his 6 count, by the way.
right on his yeah.
Once
Rather interesting.
And Adam has just bid 4 spades, and Larry's looking at ace, king, jack, 10, 7.
Right.
Which is a
but Joe
And
just
I guess potentially maybe they're in a fourth here. That might make sense. Where if they are, yeah. So Michael did in fact lead a club to the queen at trick 2, and is getting some bad news there.
zero rough with the 10. Is that correct? You didn't rough with the 8?
well, this is a direct feed, so there's no way that someone could have misclicked it. He played the 10. He
Oh,
made
but he came back a heart though. Okay. Here's help was on the way.
Right. So this is going to give up the heart position pretty quickly. It's interesting, actually. He's in danger of getting squeezed in the majors later in this hand.
Right.
There is a little bit of danger. But Zia having rough with the 10 of diamonds is going to make Michael wonder, how many diamonds does he really have, right? You might think that he has ace 10 doubles in or something. And
Club to the ace and get the other rough. Yeah.
there's a chance of that. There's a chance that he might, try to. I guess he could try to swing the 9 of diamonds or something. But I don't know. Zia roughing with the 10 creates an interesting questions for Michael in the front seat here. The other room there, in 4 spades doubled, that's actually going to go pretty well. It looks like.
Well, at least he switched to a diamond because he let a club there. Well, he couldn't lead a club. I mean, that would be a disaster.
Yeah, even still, the player can
Rough out the
make
club,
an overture.
make 5 or 6.
Yeah. Right. So Michael can go down 3 and still potentially win imps here. But down to 4, maybe not so much.
Down. Right. You need the full over trick to.
Oh, Larry's going for it. Here it goes. Jack of clubs. He landed. Looks like
it can't hurt to lead the jack of clubs from the dummy when you're roughing a club to your hand. You might as well. All right. So Joe covered that one too. Yeah. So
way goes.
Nicely done by Larry here.
It's like 5. I don't think he
built his diamond pitch, and now we're up a diamond to his hand, rough his last heart in the dummy, and be a little bit disappointed when spades. Yes. Yeah. So Michael here did play a diamond to the king, it looks like, and then another diamond. So he's still got some work to do here because, well, he has a club loser in the dummy that now he can't get rid of. But he will be able to squeeze Zia, I think, right?
He has to duck this club, right?
No.
No.
I don't think he can, because now he wins the ace of clubs.
Now he wins the ace of clubs, and now there's an actual squeeze. Now you play a heart. Oh, I guess it doesn't work, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Right.
So I don't think it works, right? Because winning this, what is that?
So I think if you finish.
So winning this can strip squeeze east. We're talking about strip squeezing east, right? Because you have to exit a spade to East and make him play hearts out of his own hand again. So you're right, you do have to win the ace here and then strip squeeze East.
How do you do that? You really can't do that.
Okay, so
I think
you're right, I don't think you can.
you can. I just have to give me a second here. So you win the ace of clubs.
What if you play a club back?
Yeah, you just fire a club back.
Guy takes 2 clubs and then he has.
Well, if he takes two clubs, aren't you just where you were? Yeah, I mean, ducking feels like it has to.
Yeah, duck and then win the club. Now what happens here?
Feels like you just
Rough the
down.
rough this. No, but you're in the wrong hand when you rough the spade.
Right, that's the issue.
That's why I was trying to see ace and a club back. Now you lose 2 clubs, a rough is 3, and a diamond is 4. What are you going to take here? You're going to take 2, 3, 4 more tricks out of 6. So you're gonna be down a lot.
You're gonna be down. He's gonna be down 1,100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1100. You're gonna be that lot.
I lose 3 from
The teammates gonna say plus 990, lose 3. Oh my god.
It's always it's one of my favorite band comparisons is always plus 790 losing to 800.
Lose to the 800.
Yeah. It's interesting on board 8 here in the other room. Joe got to overcall 2 hearts, showing 4 or 5 spades, or sorry, 4 spades and 5 or 6 hearts, like 9 to 14. So it's kind of a fun treatment. And so they find themselves in 4 spades, which is, just down off the top, basically. But having kept their opponents out of some number of clubs or diamonds potentially. But,
Yeah, the issue being that those seem
certainly you make a part score, even if not a game.
certainly a part score.
Well, it looks like the play is gonna be very slow. I guess Jeff could have let a
Well, no, Jeff, he needed to play a club because now Michael's end played in his hand, right? If he plays a spade, then he is forced to rough that in the dummy and can't play a club now. And if he
No, if he had played a spade, it would have actually let him strip squeeze him, right? Because that's the trick you need.
right, exactly. Like Jeff needed to back a club specifically to avoid that.
Right.
entry, yeah. See what would happen if he played it.
So if he plays a spade,
I do think that Michael could have got out for down 3 by winning the clubs.
At some point,
I'm not awake enough to.
I don't see it. I don't know. I mean, so like the spade is obvious, or not obvious, but for those that are wondering, so on the spade, he gets to rough it, and then he gets to play club to the ace, and on that, Zia has to either stiff the king of spades or pitch a heart, which will set up the good 4th heart. So once he stiffs the king of spades, Michael would have been able to exit the queen of spades to the king, and now Zia would have had to lead away from queen jack 3rd of hearts remaining. So that definitely would have been good enough, which is why Jeff had to back another club. I don't see the line on winning the ace of clubs. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it just feels like the transportation's messed up. But after that board, we are now tied at 154. So that's something.
That is something.
Yeah, Brad definitely.
Right. I mean, it seems like something went wrong somewhere here that they didn't get to have their diamond trick in time. But,
I think Larry won the ace of hearts and cashed the ace of clubs, which eliminated the ability to get to partner's hand.
Right. Although today it
doesn't matter.
Fortunate that it doesn't matter. Yeah. He does still have 4 trumps to deal with.
And the diamond that he can't really get rid of.
Right.
If he could find some way to dislodge a diamond from either hand, he could make it from here, but not today. And it looks like Zach has done well to balance two spades over a presumably normalish negative double from East in the open room, to catch his partner with also four spades. I suspect we'll see East-West compete again, but it'll be interesting to see how Michael evaluates his hand now.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna hang Zach. I mean,
No, I don't. Well, I mean, like,
I mean, he'll probably raise to three spades.
I was getting ready to say, like,
But
hanging Zach
I
might
don't,
into three spades.
but I don't see him, getting all excited about betting four necessarily.
No, I think it's interesting whether he bids at all.
Yes, that is true.
You know, I think Joe and Brad are too high. I don't see how they could shake this fourth loser.
No, I think that they're mostly just done. Down one.
You're right, Michael passed.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got to compete.
Now he should. And that should, and the fact that he passed the first time should stop Zach from getting too excited, hopefully. And then they get to play in three spades. Would be a nice one. Unless Jim comes back in with four clubs, which is maybe not that far fetched. But
I mean, nah, I think
as part of it, I gave double, like,
yeah.
couldn't even raise to three clubs the first time. Like,
Right.
yeah, so three spades should fare a little bit better here, and probably take the same 9 tricks that they did in the other room, for 5 ends back to back to legal, sorry.
Meanwhile, Nickel's going to hit by 60 in the other match.
That is a lot of it.
That is a lot of imps.
There's
There's
no
already been
hands
some
for
great
now, and
comebacks.
right. So the hand with 6 diamonds were Larry let a low heart and then another low heart. They also seem to have gotten their wires crossed a bit in the other room, having played. They actually got off to a spade lead, but still then shifted to hearts. So that was, and then they did not seem to have gotten their diamonds going on the following one.
They actually did the same sort of thing where they played a low club to the 10, so that if they hadn't actually given him the 9th trick, they still would have had another shot. But he also played ace of hearts and a heart to give him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you gonna? You're not gonna play back a minor, right? You're not gonna play back a club.
No, I suppose not.
Anyway, so in the other room here, we got a very low auction here. Precision diamond pass a heart, double pass a spade, all done. So Larry choosing to go pretty low here, having heard his partner make a double. And their side does have 25 here. Probably 3-0 is just a solid spot.
Turn one spade. Oh wow, he did go low.
Yes.
Too low.
3 no is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
3 hearts, 2 diamonds.
You got 3 hearts and
Spade. And that 7 of spades is pretty big in the dummy because it stops north.
It is.
With 6 3 spade tricks. And so they probably would. Yeah, I think you probably make 3 now.
It's difficult to
You lose
imagine.
2 spades and a diamond and a heart.
It's difficult. I mean, you'd have to like actively go out of your way to guess clubs wrong.
Yes, they go out of the way. Let's see here. one spade.
That being said, oh yeah, he's
It looks like Michael's gonna, or back is gonna, basically. Just have high trumps left and not have to care about having any trumps. There you go.
Oh, so Leeward's go temporary back into the lead. 5 imps.
it looks like he's gonna take exactly 7 tricks and 1 no.
One no.
Or in 1 spade, excuse me.
Oh, he was right about how many to bid in the spade suit, but
Kind of true, actually. Huh. No, I see, because he let South rough with.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start off with the 8 of spades.
I see. I see. Okay. Oh. So yeah, he will in fact take his 80 and go home. And Zach choosing to open a very light 1 heart in 3rd seat, white red in the other room.
At least he's non-vulnerable. When Joe did it, he was vol.
Well, Joe also had 14, so that he had that going for him.
Same hearts, Joe.
That's true.
so Z is probably what's going on. Well, he knows Zach is psyched when he goes double read.
Right. Right. And well, and
He knows 2 guys that have their bids.
right. Well, and I don't think Jeff can work out to let this go. If he can, that'd be rather impressive. But they most likely buy it in 2 hearts. Onward, yeah, that seems reasonable. South has some shape, but not really enough high cards to bid. And North doesn't have any shape, and that's 3 little hearts, so they don't really want to get in there.
What does 1 heart double do here?
Not all that great. But I mean, Zia's pass over the redouble is not. I don't think.
Oh, but next round bid a spade though. That's that could.
Well, maybe he'll get doubled in a spade and still.
Well, he is doubled in 1 spade. Well,
right. I have to say I don't think Zach is going to sit.
Michael, has Michael not played enough with Zach? Is that the issue we're running into?
Well, I mean, your partner, you have a maximum pass hand with ace, jack, 10, and 4th of
I
spades.
know.
Your opponents are red, and your partner opens the bidding.
Somebody's got to have their. Michael's the one.
Right. Yeah. Well, and so Zach runs the 2 clubs, which is sort of giving away the show a little bit in that he at least has a sort of shapely, minimum type hand. Maybe not this horrible, but yeah. Now it's a question of how soon Michael gets the joke.
Well, you should.
Well, I think Michael's certainly in on the joke. The question is whether he corrects back to 2 hearts, which is
Right, which he has done, which Zia now.
that one is penalty.
Yes. Rather than playing 1 heart redoubled, they may wind up playing 2 hearts doubled, which does not look like it will fare well at all. And with Zia having passed 3 times before this double is very much better. And Jeff, of course, is trying to figure out how is the double penalty.
Yes, that is actually
looking at his 10-3 of hearts. He's like, how is it possible you have a penalty double? They've opened a heart and preference to hearts. They're 14 or 15 hearts. But I think he'll work it out in the end, presumably.
It's simple. You believe your partner.
Right, exactly. You trust your partner more than you trust your opponents.
Well, I think
one of them is Zach Grosick in 3rd seat favor.
I think there's a lot of trust not being expressed towards the South or the East ace players at this table, but yeah, I think.
Oh my God, they're 2 hearts double.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Trump out. Oh my God. What are
Yeah.
we gonna get?
Well, I mean, you know,
Monty?
this auction screams for a Trump lead.
So what's the guy gonna get?
I
One?
genuinely don't know.
Well, he's
Uh,
got 2 aces, the king of diamonds. They
It-
probably take about the same 4 tricks that they would take against 3 net.
I was saying I think he might take 4 tricks. That's my guess is going to be 4 tricks.
Yeah, which actually wouldn't feel like that horrible of a result. You know, you know, yes, you go for 800, but your opponents are cold for game and do have 25 high cards between them. So you might be a little bit disappointed to find that your teammates have gone plus 80 in the other room.
They pick up the heart. What happened? Oh, he went up with the ace. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. He might manage to score one extra trick here.
No, he might not know. I think he had to
Oh,
leave with spade first. They can draw the trump and take 3 diamonds, 3 hearts and 6s. That's book. Spade is down 1, 2, 3, or the same thing, down 4.
Yeah. The only question is whether they don't quite realize that he only has 4 trump, in which case they might let him rough 1 diamond in his hand.
Well, I think they
Get out for down
probably
throw.
will, right?
No, it's
Jeff knows, but Zia may not.
second diamond. Oh, I see what happened. Here. Next draw has got
See.
the other heart now.
Exactly.
The other heart.
Which
So
is
here comes.
which he does. So.
Goodbye.
Right. Well, and like I said, Jeff knows, so he knows, so he wasn't going to take any chances. Fly
Right.
and play another heart.
Or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like they still have down 4.
Down 4 looks like it. Get all the tricks.
So if they had ducked the diamond, did they do better?
No, and you really can't stop them from taking 4 winners. I think.
Well, so what happens if you duck the diamond?
Because over the king, and what else could he do but play a diamond? Zia knows to pull the trump. And all their tricks would be set up. Now, this is a mystery. We know if the ace of diamonds, but he threw the 9 of spades. He did. He played the queen of diamonds back. He figured it out. Zia's just too tough.
Did the dummy get squeezed?
Something happened. It's unclear what.
Well, right. I mean, your transportation.
You get to no. So what happens here is
Your transportation is messed up.
Yeah, but even here, you get to. Well, he gets to pitch a spade, and then he gets to win the spade and back a spade, and then take a diamond in the end, right?
Oh,
he pitched a diamond.
He pitched a diamond.
It's the diamond.
Now he's off 5. He's just going to get his ace of spades.
Block 5 does not feel great.
Yeah, we missed a little action in the other room here of some heart spade with this, and it looks like they didn't double 5 hearts, which is maybe understandable considering that neither of them really were bidding 4 spades confidently to make, but the 5 hearts will go 2 down. They just have.
When's the last time you had gone for 1100 twice in a set?
Twice in a set. That's
within the last 9 boards, they've gone 1100 twice. Michael Rosenberg, of all people, has gone 11.
Wow. Okay, you say Michael Rosenberg, but we'll just say the partnership.
I feel like that's the less important piece of information.
The partnership went for 1100 twice. We'll say that.
But he's usually a conservative player, but he's playing with the most aggressive player there is, probably. If it's not Zia or Joe Boo.
Do they play 2 hearts intermediate here? Is that what this alert is?
Yeah. So I think they play multi, and their 2 hearts is like.
Oh, good week 2.
Week 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So they use multi for their week 2s, and speaking of 2 diamond bids, this is a very standard solid set of in the second seat, red white 2 diamond preempt from Joe here. And he catches Brad with all of 2 jacks. which probably won't be so hot for him when it goes 2 diamonds float.
Yeah, I think, what else are you gonna do with the West hand?
I mean, you know, you're, and it feels a little bad as North, right? You have the world's best 2 diamond preempt. You have ace queen 9-8-6 and a side king, and you're still going to get murdered in 2 diamonds.
Wow, yeah, you just you can't even you're just hoping someone paid for you at some point.
Right, right. Well, I mean, they're gonna have to lead. They're gonna have to lead a pointed card at some point. This hand, but
Sort of. How are you getting out of your own?
Three clubs, 2 hearts to start, and you know, then probably 1 or 2 spades, and 3 or 4, I guess 3 or 4 diamonds. So.
Assuming that the defense starts with 3 clubs and 3 hearts, what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing out of your hand?
Well, I'm following suit because that's how bridge works.
Well, the third heart, you're on the third heart.
Yes, yes, but so you know, Adam is giving count here at trick 1, presumably, right? So Larry can work out to now play clubs, where you know Adam will again give count, and so Larry can cash 3 clubs and 2 hearts before doing anything else.
Right. I think it's like the question becomes what do you do with the North hand after you presumably rough the third heart?
Right. And so here we see in the other room they let 2 hearts play, and Zach instead chose to make a takeout double with his 9 count and a Doubleton heart, which I don't particularly agree with.
And the stiff club though. Here's the stiff.
Yeah, right, and the stiff club. And so now we'll see sort of where they stop.
Michael has asked for a stopper.
And Zach has one, but has not chosen to share that piece of information. And so they will play in 4 spades. Jeff probably will double. I mean, partner did open a red 2 hearts. You know, 2 hearts showing a good week too. He has 2 aces before he's checked in for the trumps.
Zia doesn't. Mextros doesn't like to double. After you
but I mean, even if you don't like to double, it comes to a certain point where you really gotta.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and this is not going to fare well.
But then again, what was Zach doing here with this double? Oh my God! So what is this going to be here? How big is this going to be?
I mean,
it depends how double dummy he plays.
Right.
So here in the other room, by the way, in 2 diamonds, Larry has cashed in the right order, and so now you know there's sort of this question of okay, well now what? Because he knows that there's no more future in either of those 2, but doesn't really want to break anything else. So he may just play the 3rd heart.
He's broken spades.
Okay, so also. It's not necessarily the end of the world because it means Declare is going to have to be the one to touch diamonds. But I don't think that Adam should get out of his own way to avoid giving Declare a diamond hook. So Declare will still have to, Declare will lose 3 diamonds, but not.
I think he can lose 3 diamonds if he gets it right.
Well, I mean, he'll probably just play ace and a diamond.
No, 8 of diamonds feels right to me.
I don't know about that because if they only have 4, you really want to actually just like bang ace and queen of diamonds.
Yeah, but you're going to get another shot. You know, West has a spade to return, right?
Not necessarily.
He's falling to everything, whatever he leads. So.
Yeah. So now he'll lead the queen of diamonds, trying to smother something if he can.
And we'll smother nothing because.
Right. I mean, smothers nothing, but he you know will get 1 trick back for round 4 and 1100. So
lots of 1100s. This is why you play multi, by the way, so that you can't open this hand 2 diamonds.
So long as you don't open it 3.
Which you know you would, by the way.
Oh, I absolutely would not. Thank you. But
you would.
6 3 2 2. Are you kidding me?
You know you would. You got the 9 and the 8 diamonds.
So Zach has done well to start here, I think. In that, you know, he'll be able to pitch his heart. The problem is that he has a whole lot of losers, and but yes, they'll be. It's a sort of a Pyrrhic victory. He'll be able to pitch his heart and maybe take a heart rough in his hand. But
Well, actually, it's kind of sick, right?
actually
Like,
running out of winners.
well, but he's running out of winners, but so are the defense to some degree. I mean, he's going down, but like now West does not have.
Oh boy, is he?
Well, less so than you might think. I think if he, I guess he has to cash the jack of clubs to pitch the heart, doesn't he?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if he's this is a kind of an awful spot for him to be in here because you know, he can cash the jack of clubs and pitch his heart, but then what?
Well, now he's set up. Well, now he's just gonna like probably just run.
Right. I mean, okay, great. You rough a heart, and so now they can't run hearts on you, but you know, they get to run clubs on you instead.
Right. I mean, it's still,
Pick your poison.
well, one's worse than the other for sure. They have a lot more hearts
No,
than they do clubs.
I don't know. All of them sound pretty terrible to me.
Yes, 800 looks very likely.
Well, because Jeff can't get rid of his last little diamond there. This is interesting.
No, he cannot.
Although maybe Zach will get diamonds wrong. Thinking that,
Yeah, you could get diamonds wrong.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Well, sort of he could.
If he taps him with the club, what's gonna happen here? Oh, wow.
Well, if he tops him with the club,
actually, hold it. So he taps him. He plays the 10 of clubs, and Zia can pitch a diamond.
Right.
yeah.
It's a little problematic.
No, it's good enough.
I guess it'll still work out the same because then, you know, when Zia roughs the diamond, he'll have to play a heart, giving him one more rough in his hand. It's really hard. It's really hard to stop Zach from getting two more.
Yeah.
Very close. But yeah, it's hard to stop Zach from getting two more tricks.
Oh,
Which
you
is
played the aces of spades.
Well, he's doing that whole drawing trumps thing, which is usually what you do when you have a multiple side suit to run.
Multiple side suit to run. You draw the trumps.
Yeah, you draw trumps so you can run them, and he even has a heart that's communication. So, I mean, Zach should at this point realize what's going on, and I guess just has to decide whether or not Jeff had two diamonds to still follow suit with or not.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, he actually doesn't know where the third club is, so he actually could like finesse it trying to get out for 500. Like, right?
Yes.
The
He
third
could.
11. That's got to be the record.
He could. He could.
Right. He could do a little back to back.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Another 11.
It's not surprising, right? I mean, you know, you might think that Jeff had started with only 4 clubs and Zia was
right. And if Jeff had started with 4 clubs, he's out for 500 now by hooking the diamond.
Right. Which I suppose is a little better, but
yeah, let's just take a quick look at the scorecard down here.
Yeah, so that is 3 1100s in 4 boards, and there's and 2 boards later they're going to have another chance, Mike. Right.
Here's a bit of a doozy. I've missed this one no. Is there anything interesting with this one no that's happened?
I couldn't tell you because I wasn't looking at it.
You think they now might look? So this is when I would. Well, you're not in the same room, so you can't say let's step away from the table and pull ourselves together.
Well, you can if you know that OK button that pops up, Ronnie, after the board. If you don't hit it, the next board won't come up. You can actually pause it and step away for a second.
You can pull yourself up together because 3 1100s in 4 boards. This is you got to be a little rattled by now. You might hear those famous 2 words after your fire.
Looks like Larry has made his 1-no trump. I don't know if that's particularly good or bad, but plus scores are good.
I was not following this closely enough.
Plus scores are good. That's what we'll say.
By the looks of it, it seems touch and go-ish. I don't know. Probably just 6-7 winners.
Yeah, I mean, based on the fact that
I gave it a quick look as it was flying by. So you know.
Yeah. Based on the fact that Zach has not bid yet, I would imagine, Ronnie, that they are actually taking that break that you mentioned.
Yeah, right. I would be happy to go, oh my God, what just happened here? Did I get up on the wrong side of bed? After 10 boards, I've gone for 1,100 3 times, and probably hasn't gone for 1,100. We're in the month of May. They probably haven't gone. Rosenberg might not have gone for 1,100 for the whole year yet.
Maybe not. Maybe Rosenberg.
I mean,
I'm sure Zach has gone for 1,100 at some point in April.
Michael has been playing with.
Sure he has. But Rosenberg is usually pretty conservative.
Yeah, but he's been playing with Zach this year. Surely they've gone for
Right. I mean, you know, as a partnership, it's, you know, you get used to partner style on these things, but you know, there's certain situations that you just can't feel to some extent.
East has a 14 count that I imagine Mini would open 15 to 17 no trump.
I don't know. You don't have great spots. You have nothing positional.
I wouldn't, but I think that 15 to 17 these days means
sure, many people would, but I'm not sure that
I
agree with that decision. Here, I guess Joe has given Brad a lot of wiggle room to have only invited the 3 hearts here.
Yeah, but I mean, presumably if they're on the same page here, then if the north hand is a 3 heart bid, then the south hand has got to be a 4 heart bid.
Well, so I think based on one of the other boards that we saw earlier, I think they played one of a minor 2 hearts, shows both majors with like 4 spades and 5 or 6 hearts. So as a result, this auction probably can include things that look like a weak 2 bid in hearts, and maybe even given that Joe chose to go, he did 3 hearts, and now Brad, given that he could have a worse weak 2 bid, maybe even has an accept here. And their hands kind of come fit together decently well, as long as the opponents get trumps going. They actually have a little work to do. But, all right. And yeah, I mean, I don't see why Adam wouldn't lead a trump. It's not like he has some other particularly enticing thing to do. This auction kind of.
It sounds like Jeff had the option of opening 3-0 as a positional 4 major opener and has chosen to open 1 heart. I wonder what they.
This hand isn't very positional.
No, it's not positional. I'm curious what a positional 4 major means. It would have to be anti-positional, right? Like, wouldn't you like?
Well, no. I mean, like imagine you move the queen of spades into diamonds, right? You have jack and a spade and queen go to diamonds, or something, right? You really want the lead to send into you, so you open 3-0. That's something to be said for.
I will say 3-0 as a solid major has certainly gained a lot of popularity in the last few years.
Well, lo and behold, Leibowitz switched to a trump. Of course, he didn't have.
Well, if he was in on the joke, or well, I mean, Adam doesn't really need to be in on the joke here. So Larry might have actually won the ace of clubs to try to fool the Declarer into thinking that Adam had the king. But here, you know, as long as Larry's winning the ace of clubs, now the jack 9 are going to.
Yeah, I was going to say jack 9 third is actually brutal.
Right. Now, I mean, having leading a club blows up the suit entirely. Brad, you know, so Brad will wind up making 4, but I think you know, on a non-club lead, certainly it's going to be pretty tricky to make 4. And so far it's the same option in the other room, and just a question of what Jeff chooses to do. Looks like four spades
I
probably will go
will
on.
say Zia has alerted two spades as game forcing. Not just a invitational raise.
That's interesting.
I did have a lot of players, partners. I like to play a game force in there. Because when they preempt, you gotta know what to do.
On Jeff, as Adam did in the other room. It's been
Adam
5
said-
hearts.
Down
We'll see.
two.
I don't expect either Michael or Zach to really be able to double this. Maybe Michael could, but it's not what he wants. He
Because
kind of
not
wants to
double
leave the
the
door open for Zach to bid on.
Right,
And of
right,
course,
you
Zach
definitely-
has this dismal pile of garbage, so is going to be, happy to pass, and at some point they'll just get their 4 winners, and it'll be a push.
Certainly you don't want to discourage partner from bidding on by doubling.
Right, exactly. Like a partner thinks it's right to bid on. I mean, my God, you have a great hack for that.
Right.
And yes, you have a few potential tricks, but you can't even be certain that all those are holding up. So I have a lot of sympathy for this auction.
Looks like north south in the closer might wander up to 4 spades here.
Seems like a good place to be. Also, it's funny, looking at the scorecard, there's been 2 110s, and then 3 1100s in one room, and it's 2 110s and 1 1100 in the other.
And on 990 the hard way.
Yes, yes. So. I guess Joe, it's a question of whether Joe chooses unilaterally to play 4 spades or tries to bring Brad into that decision.
Right.
Personally, I think this hand is pretty suit oriented. I probably and your spades are sort of slow enough tricks to where if your opponents do have a running suit, they might be able to get them going. So I would probably just unilaterally want to play 4 spades here.
Well, they got all the tricks. It wasn't.
They got them quick. That's how you catch up on being behind, is you take them a tricks 1 through 4.
All right, so it looks like Joe's 2 spades is a relay of some sort here. Who knows what sort? But
Yeah, some sort of. It's interesting that I suppose they open rather light, and normally their game forcing typically is the bigger hand, which is why that hand's relaying here. That would make sense to me. The other hand also has.
Nickel is up 55.
Oh, that means they've lost.
Piling off.
We have lots of viewers.
I think they were up 70.
No. Well, so yes, they're up. I mean this set. Sorry.
Oh, I
They're
see.
up,
I see.
They're up. It's too early for them.
55 to 0 set.
They're up 80.
Got it. Yeah, brutal first set for the Rosenthal team.
Yes.
I will say these boards have been very swingy.
All right. So here we go. 2 diamonds double. Michael has also opened 2 diamonds, and honestly, if you really can't feel bad about preempting something if Michael Rosenberg preempts it. Like, if Michael Rosenberg would preempt 2 diamonds red white with some hand, like really, you cannot feel even a little.
Second seat red.
I know. And so here we are.
So is there a world
Michael,
this goes down 6?
Not 6.
Or 5. Sorry, 1400.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to do because you have to. West can't get out of their own way.
Well, that's the question. Is there any way to get out of your own way with the West cards?
No, I mean you at some point you run out of cards that aren't diamonds to play, right? And so I think regardless of anything, you just at the end of the day you you have to play diamonds, and so you get 3 diamond tricks and the ace of spades and 2 hearts and 3 clubs in the end.
So it looks like Brad has shown 2, 4, 2, 5, and 6 or 7. What are these Z points? Is this what?
Yeah, those are our points.
Yeah.
Well, looks like the fourth 1100.
Yes, this is going to be 1100 number 4, which it's at a certain point you have to sort of laugh at the absurdity of it, but this will be 1100 number 4.
So they broke the spades early. Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna.
No, I know. I'm just
same.
Z and Jeff have to be feeling pretty good about their set.
Well, yes, when I go plus 1100 on 4 out of the last 6 boards, I tend to feel pretty good about myself. I can't say I've ever done it, but oh, so they did. I think they might have let Michael out now, because now he can exit a heart, and oh boy,
I think he might take one of these trumps.
yeah.
Does he? Can't you? So
I think he takes the trump.
I think
Yeah,
he might be
because
right.
what do you do? He has the 9-8 at the diamond.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so they let him out. They could have they blew their fourth 1100.
No, that's what they broke spades very early.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they just need to play a heart.
I wonder if the
And-
Queen
and
of Hearts.
strip
I
Michael.
wonder if the Queen of Hearts misled Jeff. Z has shifted to
But,
the Queen of Hearts after 2 clubs. Catch the Ace King clubs and shifted to the Queen of Hearts.
But what are you shifting the Queen of Hearts about if you don't have Ace King Queen?
I don't know.
Yeah, why would
All right. Well, so now I guess Michael will maybe give it a moment's thought before sticking in.
Yeah, I was just gonna stick in the 8 and back the 5.
And so he'll saved his partnership from a fourth 1100 and be rewarded with 7 imps for his trouble.
Joe and Brad have settled in 4 spades after the relay showing 2, 4, 2, 5, and then 6 or 7 czar points, which is ace equals 3, king equals 2, queen equals 1. Joe just playing some form of Mulberry, has signed off on 4 spades. Mulberry, whatever we're calling these things these days.
Mulberry, yes. We call it Mulberry in my partnership. We play Mulberry.
Yeah, no, that's I think it's a Garth Yeddick thing actually. Like that was where it sort of originated from. Was Garth's old relay notes with Jan Janiszka. I'm mangling his last name, but that then got sort of populated around. Eric and Jeff started playing it a bunch in their notes, and people looked at that and were like, "Oh, well, if it's good enough for them, that's probably good enough for me."
It's really useful.
It's right. No, I mean it's a very good treatment. Very like it's very good in a variety of situations. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's a Garth Yeddick invention.
He's got problems there.
The 10 of clubs lead against 4 spades is not the scariest.
There might have been better leads.
Not the scariest lead for declare here.
Well, I don't see what he's got. If he covers this, then he ducked it. Okay, now
Actually,
he got it as
so-
a oh,
so if Adam had played the Jack of Diamonds, there,
Right, he
then
needs
Adam
to
could have
Jack.
ensured that he was on, and he could make sure that he's on lead. It actually isn't that trivial because if Adam had played the Jack of Diamonds, then he would have made sure, okay, I'm getting on the partner of club rough. Now here, it's maybe a little bit more uncertain, but
oh, okay. Now he's because he covered the heart.
right. I mean,
Now
this is not easy because I mean, yes, declarer is going to be sort of wary of a club rough here.
He needs to rough
but-
the ace of spades and leave a trump. And then the other
I
guy.
just got an email from Dave Caprera saying that he believes that dates back to Paul Soloway, which is very possible. So I may even be off on my own knowledge.
We're talking about Mulberry still.
Yes,
Yeah.
Who invented Mulberry?
Well,
that's what we were sort of trying to figure out. Is Dave Caprera was saying he thinks it dates back to Paul Soloway. is very possible.
Declare has found a reasonable way to make this contract. A spades, I imagine he'll not play a heart. Yeah. And when West pitches, he has a claim here for his 10.
But yeah, I mean, had Adam covered the 10 of diamonds with the jack, it could have potentially got quite interesting because the player can't really afford to let Adam on lead. And I think Adam should. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't look like it could be that bad.
Like, because there's a lot of work to do, and the transportation is pretty terrible. I mean, you can do it, but it's a little scary.
Right. You remember the score? So let's see, what is the score of this segment so far? 40, they're up, they've picked up 25, the Fleischer team has.
By the way, I will point out that, or I will, I guess. Well, so I see. Yeah, so it's funny, in both tables in the other room, or in the other match, neither of them chose to bring 2 diamonds. I think in Jeff and Eric's case, because they play something else for 2 diamonds, and in Chris and Eldad's case, because I don't think they play something else for 2 diamonds, but just that Eldad chose not to. So they'll have both avoided the 1100. And yet again, we have missed this one.
Well, I actually paid a little bit more attention to it this time. It's
for yourself.
there's a reason we've missed it twice.
Okay, cool. That is good.
And as usual, Joe Grew is the fastest.
Although I will say Zia is taking another trick from the looks of it.
Yeah, but it seems hard to avoid.
After this, we have are you guys doing any more commentary for the rest of the open? You got any?
Well, usually Martell and Kid Woolsey do all day tomorrow. That's what usually happens. They usually bring in their big guns, I guess.
Well, Martel might not be able to if he's still playing. So.
Oh, that's true. Oh, okay, then there's an opening.
That throws a wrench in the plan, but I know I think Jan posted a list somewhere, or maybe it was the list, but let's see. Without wanting there to be any spoilers involved.
Yeah, next set we've got Adam Odolsky. Yeah. Oh, Kit's joining next set. That's good too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Danny, I think Danny Sprung,
yeah,
Kit Woolsey, and Adam Moldavsky, it looks like.
Yeah, and then I think Tracy is hosting.
Okay. And
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds right. And then later on, Amber and Kevin. And wow, so they're really going hard on the Adams here. And then tonight, Adam Parrish with Gary and Steve Sandmore.
And remind me,
three Adams in 1 day of commentary.
Does the mix play? Is there a day off in between the open and the mixed, or does the mix begin on?
There's 1 day off.
1 day off.
There's 1 day off. That's the day that I'm flying there.
I'm also.
All right.
And one of my old buddies is taking me out to dinner.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
Okay. You get a free dinner over here in New York.
I try not to say the free dinner.
So it looks here as though the auction has started the same. Southover called a heart. Michael's a bid a spade, and Zach has now bid 2 hearts. Be interesting to see what Michael does now.
Maybe
what would you do? Would you think 3 hearts is clear with the north hand, or what would you do with the north hand?
Oh, boy.
I mean, without playing this treatment where partner can't make a natural 2 heart overcall, I think I would probably just bid 4 hearts. But that's pretty good.
Let's see if they can negotiate their 4 tricks up.
Yeah, club lead is not a good start for the defense, and we also will sort of give away the show a bit here.
I don't see how you recover. You can't.
And even if he shifts to a trump, it's still, there's too much to do.
So that,
Back,
another 6 cents back to Leibowitz here, we're thinking.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Tighten the match back down to nearly single digits.
And the segment will be like I guess a Fleischer by 20 or something along those lines with one to play.
Club. And yeah, it'll be play should be relatively quick from here, I guess. And there's not much. I guess if you play another club, just it really doesn't matter. I will say we have seen the Rosenthal team score a lot of imps before. So I would say that 70, 80, 85, not insurmountable with 45 boards to go, but quickly getting closer.
Well, they haven't scored a lot of imps in the last 2 seconds, so they need to change that.
Yeah.
For sure. And then they're stuck a lot at this point. So we will see. Looks like
King of
a few
spades.
more imps even potentially coming here. Yeah.
Yep, and now he'll attempt to rough a club, even though he didn't actually even need to. As it turns out on the
He'll probably come to his hand with a spade rough because he knows that he's
Yeah.
5 spades. Yeah.
And this will be the final board of the segment. Depending on how quickly this one ends, we might shift over to see the last 2 boards at
Yeah,
Rosenthal table.
that sounds good to me.
We'll watch them bid this one first to make sure that they end up in their 4 spades.
Well, they gotta make it also. Remember, there's with the club lead, it's kind of tough.
Oh, you're right. There's some work to be done. We'll finish off this before we go anywhere.
I mean, Larry had to stay out the heart, otherwise the guy couldn't get back to his hand after your club out. Let's see, and he plays the diamond. Oh, well, he has to play the jack though. If he doesn't play the jack, he wins the queen.
Yeah, like 4 spades has a little bit of navigating to do because you need to be able to draw trumps. Well, you need to be able to get rid of all your red suit losers by either roughing them or pitching them. And there's just a lot of communication issues. So Michael may just choose to bid 4 spades over 1 now.
Yeah, I would think so.
Probably depends on how often yeah.
I mean, even if partner is a stiff, what do you looking
Yeah,
for?
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you're not really 3-0 is not really in the picture because your spades are just
Correct.
winners.
The hand is not a
They
3-0
play
hand.
much better as Trump than they do in 3-0, most likely.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean,
My club's lead again.
How he chooses to navigate it.
So same lead at this table. We'll see how it develops after this.
I think if it seems natural to play the jack, and then when that holds, to play a diamond off the dummy. When Jeff plays the jack, probably you're supposed to duck it, keep control, right? Because you really don't want to lose full control of it at all. So you duck the jack of diamond, and they get a club rough, but that's okay because you still only have 3 losers, but now you need to.
Well, now you have to hook the spade and then
It's the other heart, puts the heart.
cash.
Actually,
No,
I take that back. That's not okay.
it's not okay because you both need to rough a diamond and hook the spade and pitch the heart on the club.
Right. So that's the
I have
problem.
problems here.
So it may be that the jack of diamonds is actually just a winning play overall.
I think it certainly is. Like, I mean, I think you're certain, I guess, I take that back. I think you're certainly supposed to cover the diamond with one of your, which one
Right,
is
right, but that
not-
doesn't necessarily make it a winning play. It could be the correct play, but not a winning play.
Okay, yeah, right. It depends what, how you, I consider correct plays to generally be winning plays, and at least in
Winning
this
plays are the
case.
ones that lead to the most imps, Kaplan.
Okay, very well. Maybe that's why I don't have so many. Well, actually, I played the card this tournament so far.
Red play is killing me. I need the one that will.
Jack, I suspect we'll see the deck here. Yeah. And you're right. It's hard to imagine them doing anything but playing a diamond here.
Oh, he's
Yeah, I
thinking.
mean, I think the double dummy correct play, or the double dummy winning play, I choose my words with care, is to actually play on hearts, because you can build a heart trick. But here, yes, so we see Jeff did in fact play.
Played the king though. Oh, he ducked it, so that's
Right. I mean, if Michael won the ace and played a diamond, Zia might actually have a problem. But so now Jeff will return a club, give Zia his rough, and we'll see where that gets us. Because now Zia can return either red suit and be okay here.
what if the guy hooks? Oh, he can hook the spade here. He can rough.
He can hook the spade, but it doesn't do
The
any
problem
good.
is he has two losers he has to get rid of, right? Ideally, he would like to rough one and pitch one, but if he roughs one, he can no longer hook.
Right, you can no longer hook. So you have to do like we did in the old days at Rubber Bridge, throw one of your losers on the floor, and maybe they don't catch you.
Exactly.
This
Yes,
is
he has two red eights, both of which are losers. You can only get rid of one of them on the ace of clubs, and that's going to get roughed anyway. So because trumps go 4-1, especially, it's just like he doesn't have any way to get around it. Honestly, my guess is that he's going to play a spade to the 9 and a heart to the ace and a heart, hoping that hoping to see. Well, actually,
Yeah, at this point, you're just hoping.
That's not even any good. I take it back. I don't think it's rough.
roughing his diamond.
I mean,
Right.
at this point,
his
you
best
do,
shot
right?
at this point is just to hope that he is roughing from king.
King third, right? You hope you started originally with king third. You catch the ace of spades, you play the ace of clubs, pitching a heart, and hope for the best.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's really not much else
Down
to
one.
do. So there'll be one down, and that'll be another 12 to fly.
All the way up.
So that'll put
The margin will become
by
25 or 23.
23.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I will probably be watching from the audience for most of the rest of the day. It should be
Well, we can
an
jump
interesting
on.
match.
Let's see what happened in the nickel match is.
It is 90 at this point, and it looks like they're going to get a little bit back here on board 14. 4 hearts in the other table making, and they have stopped in 2 hearts.
Yes.
Ooh, Kit's here a little early. Should we let Kit in?
Sure.
Yes.
I will point out that nobody in the nickel match went for 1100 at all.
I know
which is a very distinct difference in both rooms in the other match. Did in fact have at least one 1100.
Upset for the fourth one.
Yes. Right. No, right. The fourth one, Michael managed to escape from his life.
That's true. He only went for 800.
Yeah. Well, and then not only that, but he got 7 imps for his trouble.
He's right. Got 7 for the minus 800.
I get. Welcome.
Welcome, Kit. It's unclear if he's actually there or just
He's probably getting his audio set up. For sure.
there's 6 imps, but 6 probably very badly needed imps back to Rosenthal.
Well, they don't have any for this set so far, so they could take all they can get.
They were shut out going to this board? Oh my god.
Yeah, they were. It was
60-0, now 60-6.
What has happened? Meanwhile, what has happened to Odad in 4 spades? Looks like there's some losers here.
He seems to have found a way to make it. Well,
Yep, he
once,
is making
once
it.
it's over, we'll go back and look at how that happened. But so he did, in fact, make 4 spades. Though.
He made
So
4
that's
spades.
a good result for them.
we can grab the
So-
play here.
Yeah, so the club lead, and he played a heart to the ace and a heart. And when Bobby didn't split, he ran
he
the 8 of
ducked it.
hearts. All right.
Well done.
Yeah, and that's enough because now he takes a spade finesse and a spade, and cashes his heart pitching a diamond, and cashes the ace of clubs pitching it.
Oh, and took the spade for this. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well played.
Well, yeah, I guess it's surprising that Bobby didn't choose to split. So,
You know,
I'm surprised the guy
these,
didn't go for the queen either. That's the other play.
these
Yeah.
things get exhausting.
I definitely can believe that. Yeah,
Presumably, Greco and Hampton also on their way to 4 spades.
yes, and we will see how they do on the defense in the other table. I mean, going plus 620 is a good result for Rosenthal in the other room place, so maybe gives them hope to get a little bit back. That'd be nice.
Yeah, they could certainly use this game swing.
Yes.
So it looks like Nickel plays the 2nd and 3rd. And so does Fleischer.
Bad as possible.
It's good to have a captain who's a good player. That way one pair doesn't have to play 3 in a row.
Yeah, no, it's nice to be able to spread that.
Okay, let's see. Jeff, he's a pretty good declarer. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got Andrew Rosen. He's going to play the diamond. You think Andrew might not play a diamond on here, in which case
I mean, he should.
he should, but he might.
Adam Grossick didn't. Jeff Maxroth did. So we'll see how Andrew Rosenthal fares. But I mean, in the other room, Eldad started with heart to the ace and a heart, which is interesting.
Yeah,
And again, I don't actually hate it because if the king of hearts is in the right hand, now you have a pitch for one of your diamonds.
you're right. It might not. Maybe it's the right way to play the hand. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
The leading diamond might be a mirage. Who knows?
I typically don't like to take quibbles with the way Michael Rosenberg plays hands, but
That's generally served me well.
difficult to argue with success, which is this was a winning line and his was not.
Well, I mean, it's a winning line because Bobby didn't split.
True.
But I mean,
Yeah,
had
but
the
the
king of
other's
hearts been
only a
on
winning
side,
line.
it would have also been a winning line.
Right.
So,
I mean, somebody has to split.
Yeah.
Looks like Jeff has also played a diamond and
Oh, there we go.
He
Andrew,
split.
right there.
all right, we got a cover from Rosenthal, so that is a good play.
yeah, you probably just have to duck here, right? Yeah.
Yep, and now club
Okay.
rough.
Club
and
and
it's the same as we thought before.
yep. This is also going to so 12 needed imps to Rosenthal here to scrounge up 18 on the last 2 boards after being shut out in the first 13.
And to be fair, they earned these as well
No, they for sure.
in both rooms.
It's not 100%.
Yeah.
I think he just came back to Jack of Hearts. No, I guess he got his diamond in the heart. He's going to get a spade for sure. Yeah. No way.
Right. This is the same in position. This is the identical position we watched Mextroff and Zia perpetrate against
Yep.
against
Just down.
against Michael and Zach. Yeah, it's just no way around here. He's got a spade trick and they've got another trick coming. I mean, you just do the same thing here. You cash the ace of diamonds, you ruff a diamond, you cash the ace of spades, and you play the ace of clubs and pray.
Right, exactly. Like it's
Eventually, I suspect that's what we'll see Jeff do. Lead to a down 1, so 12. So that'll make the margin of this match back down to 72.
But it's a little bit of a momentum shift after
It is. I mean, it's-
after they've been shut out for 100 imps to get 18 in a row is at least something.
So 72 imps and 45 boards is far from a
It's workable. That's obviously more than you'd like to have to make up, but
What's the record in 1 quarter? The record is 72. Somebody picked up.
yeah, I came back 71, I think,
That was
14 boards.
New York in 2000. I think the nickel team played the Jacobs team in the semifinals, was down 71 or 72 and picked them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable. Obviously, you need some favorable hands, and
it's
a little
certainly
help,
more
but
it's certainly more doable in 45 boards than 15.
yeah, that
Yeah,
is true. That is true.
yeah, they had the 16 board, so yeah, we
Ah.
don't know what the record is for.
It was that 16th board that gave it to him. Jeff's still in the tank here. As a reminder, the second segment here is set to start at 1:45. Lovely commentators. We've got Kit along with Danny Sprung and Adam Wadowski. So it should be good. Good commentary. I hope you guys can stick around and listen to that.
Yes, and Tracy is hosting, right?
Yes.
You're
and
out
Tracy-
of the hot seat.
Yes, I get to
Okay.
work on some Saturday cleaning while I watch bridge.
That
I had the
seems
same thing going,
reasonable.
but I'm
I
also
need to.
cooking.
Yeah, I need to pack and
Oh, I'm
get
doing
ready,
that too.
actually.
Pack,
Yeah.
clean, and cook. It
Right,
seems like a
exactly.
big-
I mean, I'll put it off for as long as I can. All right, interesting. So Hampson has played a spade to the ace. But
He's just
plan of
do-
playing
yeah,
a
he's doing it.
diamond to the ace and a diamond. And I mean, it's a variant of the same thing.
He's doing it in probably a slightly safer way, I suppose.
Well, yeah. I mean, today, nothing.
Yeah, but here it is.
Nothing will help. And so,
Cool. Well, I think that our time is ended, gentlemen. I appreciate Ron and Ron Smith and Adam Kaplan both for their commentary, and I'm sure we'll see you guys around through the next few weeks of.
Yes,
I will. I mean, we'll both be there in
I'm
in
actually
like 3
going-
days.
I'm also going back to Chicago, but not to play, just to be around and
Okay.
help out. So I'll see you
Well,
there.
are you going to be there while we're going to be there?
I am.
Get back to
Great.
Come
That's what I
back
like
at
to
the
hear.
rest.
So
Okay.
thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna shut down the stream and then we'll be back live here probably in about 20 minutes. So we'll see you guys then.
All right, that sounds good. All right, I will see you there, Ron, and I will see you there.